Hi, thank you for joining me. Wendy Anderson, justbe.me. So, 2024 has been a transformative year to say the least. So, these videos are just basically my journey, my experiences, how I perceive them, what I've learnt from them, and I'm just sharing them with you because ultimately there's going to be somebody else out there that's feeling something very similar on this level. So I'm no expert, I'm just muddling through like the rest of us are. But if there's something that comes up and it can help ease the way somebody else feels about something or the way somebody's experienced something, then whatever it is that I'm doing and passing on, it's all for a reason. So for me, if I'm struggling with something or something is coming up, and like I said, 2024 is a really transformative year, so there'll be something for all of us that we are juggling and deal with, particularly Mercury is in retrograde, is up until just the 28th, I think, of August. We've had the big full moon, so you know, big full moons bring all emotions up to the surface, no matter what they are. So if there's something in your little diamond inclusions, because we are all diamonds, we're all made in perfection, but when we come here and have this human earthly life, the inclusions are the lessons, the learnings, but it's still part of us being human and our beauty. So there's nothing wrong with any of it. You can't do right or wrong. So I checked in with myself this morning and was in an energy of, so like my bowel is coming up, digestive system is coming up. I felt really kind of like pressure in the head. So checking in with my emotional self, where is it that I'm at? So for me, I wasn't forgiving myself. I was quite happily able to forgive the people and the transactions and the relationships. But me taking responsibility is a good thing, it's great, but I was feeling guilty about, well, why didn't I cotton on sooner? Why was I in the dark about that? And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Where you are is where you're supposed to be right now. So if you are in the pit and the depth of the dark soul of the whole month, it's okay, you're right where you should be, because you are evolving, and this is all part of the divine plan to evolve. We are being compressed like a diamond or a piece of coal in order to expand, to create something beautiful. So this was the thing that was coming in this morning. So the forgiveness of self as to wherever it is that you've been and wherever you're at right now is an energy to help you move forward, because wherever you're kind of like angry with yourself, you're going to create from that energetic force of anger. So you're going to produce scenarios where potentially people are going to be angry with you, or you are going to fail and you're going to be angry with yourself. So failure doesn't really exist, it's an illusion. Things just run their course because you've learned what you've needed to learn from it. And if you haven't, you'll get to do it again. It's fine. So you can't get it wrong. So this is a thing about going easy with yourself right now. If you need a couple of days off, as like the Swedish and the Nordics do this beautifully, that they just have days in the pants, literally just a being day. So if you need to have a being day, then have a being day. For me, I've found that really difficult at the moment in this energy, because this year I've been back redoing a program with a narcissistic parent, and this narcissistic energy is very prevalent throughout the whole of society at the moment. Not everywhere, but when you can see it, you can see it. So it's, how do I engage with that? How do I deal with that? So narcissistic energy is just quietly sidestepping away from it, and you can't go back. You literally can't. You've literally just got to keep moving forward on what your hopes and dreams, desires are. And this is the thing, the message that was coming in this morning about future relationships. Now this could be career relationships, business relationships, love relationships, family relationships. It doesn't really matter, it's all relational. So everything is in relationship with everything. So if you've got emotional overload, you might have a burst pipe or a flooding toilet, or something watery in your home will go wrong. So that's an influx of emotions. Broken toilet seat, you're living in the past. There's always something going on. If you've got a blown UPVC window, you've got some lack of clarity as to your inner desires, wants, needs and passions. So everything in our word is relational. But this was the new message that was coming in that I hope is going to be a little bit of hope in these dark, this for me it was a dark month, and it's my birthday month as well, you know, Leo. But there is a program that Leos have been reliving this month in order to see it, to choose to either survive or not survive is the crux of it. So you may have revisited a narcissistic relationship. So a narcissistic relationship will be a relationship where one individual takes everything and one individual gives everything. That's not an equal relationship. That's not, so if you were to put that in a bank balance term, an account term, so that's somebody putting all the money in and somebody taking it out, you know, where is it that you're going to get something back for yourself? So again, it's a review. So your relationships around you that you have chosen and contracted with at a soul level with these other person to learn about equal energy in relationships. What is it that I'm putting in equal value to what is it that I'm receiving? So it's a beautiful learning in moving forward. So moving forward, each and every one of us has got unique skills, talents, passions, and it's going to be unique to the individual. There is no one like you. There is nobody on this planet who's going to turn up exactly the same as you. So it's coming into our worth and valuing our uniqueness. You know, when we've lived in 3D, uniqueness was not really valued. It was put down, discriminated against, it was punished, ridiculed. Whereas in 5D, it's the complete polar opposite. It's, you know, that was the negative aspect of it. Now we're going to experience the positive aspect of it. Whereas uniqueness is going to be something that is celebrated. Because once that person comes out into their uniqueness, we know that they're a survivor of, say, a narcissistic or abusive relationship. Because when you turn up in a narcissistic relationship, you have to turn up for that individual the way that they want you to turn up, the way that they need you to turn up. And literally, you will turn up in that capacity because you are not loving yourself enough. So you will literally disregard everything that you love, everything that you want to do, the joy in your life, and you'll do everything that this narcissist wants to do from you. And when I say narcissist, I mean this in the most loving, grateful term, because they are our biggest teachers. So, you know, this is not to hold a negative perspective about people that are turning up in a narcissistic contract that we've agreed to at some level as well with that other person before we've come incarnate. So we can still hold love for that narcissistic person for the way that they have turned up in that capacity, but still from a boundaried space of being. It's okay to step out of their vortex. It's okay to step back from them, because it's like an abused wife. You know, we all say, why on earth would they stay there? Why on earth would they go back? It's because an abused person lacks so much respect and love for themselves that they feel like they're getting little snippets, tiny little crumbs from that other person of love, but the rest of it is just abuse. Again, it's kind of out of balance. But because we are so lacking within ourselves, we'll take anything. And that's another program way of being. I will take love at any cost. That is a fulfilled way of being. You're not going to fill your cup in that way. So it's to flip that program and say, do you know what? I respect myself enough now in my uniqueness, in my authenticity. I show up however it is that I want to show up right now, and that narcissistic person will not like the light in you. They will not like your authenticity of how you want to live, how you want to turn up. They will literally do anything to destroy you and to destroy whatever it is that you are creating. It's a given. That just is the way it is. So this is why it's okay rather than be destroyed. And this is what I'm saying about survivors or not survivors that are going to be here on this planet right now. Not surviving is just literally crumbling under somebody else's will. And, you know, again, not religious, but the Lord's Prayer kind of like speaks of this. Thy will be done. My will, not yours, not anyone else's, mine, my passions, my joy, my fulfillment, my happiness, not somebody else's joy, fulfillment and happiness. I'm not responsible for anybody else's business. I'm only responsible for mine. So this is the new way of being. But when you've learned to be responsible for the narcissist's emotional and well-being state throughout the majority of your life, you've got into a rut or an addiction because they'll give you a little bit of snippet of love back for you turning up for them in that capacity for however it is that they want you to turn up. But it's time, you know, this energetic, and these were just my shadows that were coming up. You know, we've all got something different, and it's just like the dark side of the moon. It's still part of you, but we choose not to look at it because we think it's dark and it's horrid and it's not nice, so we're kind of in judgment of it. But yet it's still part of us, and it's still something that is the beautiful part of us. It's just not facing the sun, that's all. So can we rotate it and keep moving? And this is kind of like the ego, keep it moving on a Kimball, so to speak. When we keep it fixed, that's when problems start to come in, and that's when it starts to come up into your body as well. When you're in the square and that's the way you're thinking and you can't see outside of the box. So it's asked for clarity of vision, you know, kind of like this is why at the minute it's so important to go within, to go into the silence, to listen to your inner voice. And this is the whole point of Mercury being in retrograde for this whole month, more or less, of August. Because it's about communication, but it's not about communication outwardly, because that'll just go wrong every time. It's about the inward communication, and your mind will be going 10 to the dozen at the minute. It'll be talking and talking and talking, and you know what? The mind is also a beautiful thing. Allow it to have conversations. But just be the observer, not the judger the judge of those conversations. Can I see love in every single one of those conversations? But what I've done is that what I've been thinking? Oh my goodness, that thought has been so negative. That thought is literally, you know, is furthest away from love that I could ever get. You know, that is literally, you know, snapping the trapdoor close on my heart. That thought, that way of being about that person that is turning up in that capacity, and I'm not liking the way that I turn up because I'm feeling wounded, I'm feeling hurt. And if I'm feeling hurt and wounded, that means that I am lacking in love for myself. Okay, right, well, let's go back to the drawing board of being human, and that's okay. We can keep going back to that drawing board of being human. You know, this is the lesson that Jesus taught us. It was, again, I'm not religious, I don't know why I'm bringing up these kind of like religious kind of references, which is bizarre. But Jesus resurrected, you know, and this is the teachings in that we've got opportunity to resurrect in every moment, every now moment. We've got to choose to be the creator that we were brought here to be and to shine the light. So forgive yourself for whatever thoughts that have been going on in that monkey mind recently. They're just conversations, they're just thoughts, they are not us. They come in, they go out. We get to choose which ones that we want to focus on. But it's just allow them, accept them to come in. But it's a real reflection of what is going within as to what we are creating without. So this is why it's important to listen to the dark conversations as well, because you're still manifesting from that. So just have a listen. Go within the mind and just have a listen. The mind is a beautiful thing for creation. It creates thoughts, it creates conversations, it creates inner conversations and outward conversations. It is a beautiful organ. It is a beautiful thing. Can I appreciate it? Can I give it the love that it deserves, even though there's this dark stuff that is kind of like going round in the carousel of it? That's absolutely fine. But where is it that we may close the trapdoor of our heart to ourselves because we're listening to these dark conversations of self? But then when we see that in others as well, we close our heart off to others. So can we honour just the dialogues that are going on within us? Because if we can honour the dialogue going on within us, we can also see other people's dialogues. We can see them and their hurts and their pains. We can see them closing their hearts to certain situations. So then when we can do that, we grow in compassion. And when we grow in compassion as human beings, this is the thing that creates worlds. When we close off that compassion, it destroys worlds. And maybe we've needed to close off compassion to a narcissistic energy. And this is the whole point where we've had the dark thoughts lately. So please can I send absolute love, gratitude and appreciation for all those people right now that have had the dark dialogues and the thoughts, because they've been there for a reason, and it's probably because you've had these dark thoughts towards a narcissistic energy, and the narcissistic energy has completely been taken from you and destroying you. When you wake up and you observe the thoughts, appreciate them, love them, but then choose which thoughts that you want to focus on, because you are the creator, so you can create something different if you choose. Why not? Go for it, have fun with it. In that moment you wake up and then create a being that you are inside you. That light, that spark comes alive. And this is the thing that narcissistic energy cannot deal with, because that is the thing that destroys the narcissistic energy. Your light destroys the narcissistic energy, because your light will go, do you know what, I've got that much fun, passion, joy, love in my heart right now. I haven't got time to look at anything else. I haven't got time to focus on your needs, thank you very much, because I'm focusing on mine. So really interesting 2 bark flower remedies were coming up as well, which was rock rose and rock water for me. Now these 2 bark flower remedies come up in people who are very concerned in attainment, in self progression, and you'll do everything to self-progress and self-progress. But it's also where you will become a martyr to somebody else. So the reason why you've got to turn up for yourself in such a capacity and look after yourself in so much is because there's somebody there literally sucking the life, love and force out of you. So you have to do all these practices in order just to turn up for somebody else in that inauthentic way all the time. And you know what, it's exhausting, but then you come back, you recharge, and you know you're creating for somebody else. You come back, recharge, you're creating for somebody else. So you're giving away your creations the whole time. So these are new relationships there's new relationships that are going to come in. So the narcissistic relationship is going to be destroyed by your light. And your light is you moving forward on your path, being authentic. What gives you joy? What gives you fun? What gives you passion? So if you are turning up right now for somebody else because you feel responsible for somebody else, do you know what? You're not going to survive. You really aren't. It's going to start coming up in your body in a negative way, symptomatically. You're going to, because you are poisoning yourself. There's no nourishment going in there, or what's happening is, because you've been used to just crumbs of love, that's what you're giving yourself, little crumbs of nourishment every now and again, you little daily practices that you have to start off with in the morning in order to turn up with for somebody else. Whereas the new way of beingness is kind of like, what is it that I love to do all day long? Not I'll do my practices and then I'll turn up to create for somebody else. What is it that drives my heart and my passion all day long? So there's something beautiful as well. If you've been driving your passions for other people and you've been creating for other people, right now you're going to be feeling it, and you're going to be feeling drained. You're going to feel heavy in the heart. Your adrenals are going to be burnt out. Your digestive system's going to be off. Your circulatory system's going to be constricting. You're going to be taking on more toxins than you can particularly get rid of. And this is a beautiful state of being right now, because it feels so uncomfortable that it's kind of right, something's got to give here, something's got to change. And this is the change that is coming in fives. Number 5 is change, so that's my number, is 5. There's fear that comes with change all the time, and that's okay. It's part of the natural progress of things, fire, and that's okay. Can I walk with fear as my best friend through this next phase? But fear of letting somebody down, of saying, do you know what, I'm stopping whatever it is that you need to do right now. I cannot be responsible for you, because it literally is killing me, and it literally will kill you. Because a soul without passion is not going to be a soul here that's going to be around very long. So this is why I'm saying this is really important right now, to follow your dreams, follow your desires, follow your passions. What is it that you want? But if you've been used to turning up for other people for so long, you get to this no man's land, you know, where you're absolutely drained. You're in your kind of like pants, you know, just watching box sets, Netflix, wherever it is. But do take the time to switch it off a little bit and have a little bit of self-reflection. What lights my fire? What do I carry a torch for? What lights my light in life? What is it that I love doing? What's my unique skill set? What floats my boat every day that, you know, I'd like? And it doesn't have to be every day. It could be 3 days a week. It could be 2 days a week. It doesn't have to be 5 days a week, you know, 9 to 5. It could be, how can I do more of what I love and less of accepting responsibility for other people? It's be like the rose that is facing the sun. You know, if people want to hang around your bottom end being a rose, they're going to get thorns stuck in them. So do you know what? They have to come up to you. You don't come back. You don't come down to them. So this is a whole flipping relationship. If you are a Leo, you are really going to be feeling this transition right now. And can I love and honour you and respect you absolutely graciously and fully for this capacity that you are alchemising this for yourself and the whole of humanity. Can I say how much love that I have for you right now? Because I'm feeling it and I'm experiencing it with you. And this is it as a teacher, isn't it? Or a, you know, a spiritual person, whatever you want to call it. It don't really matter. It's just a label. You know, people think that you don't have dark nights of the soul. You know how to deal with it. Yeah, you kind of do. But you've still got to go through these things. You've still got to reread chapters every now and again to make sure that you've immersed yourself in it and you've really learned it. And that learning is, that lesson is really sunk in. Because just reading the textbook every now and again and just, you know, maybe writing it down, does it actually really go in? We all know that the best way of learning is immersive learning. So many of you will have chosen immersive learning. And that is the hardest but best way of learning. And you know, again, so much love and respect for you out there that are in this immersive learning experience right now with a narcissistic relationship in your life, no matter what that is, parent, partner, wife, spouse, doesn't really matter, even a sibling, doesn't really matter. Sometimes we have more than one in a family, or it could be a boss, it could be somebody at work. But if you are experiencing this right now, both parties, the narcissist and the empath, so much love and respect for you playing in this role. So much love for alchemising this for the whole of humanity. But this energy is being destroyed. It will no longer go on. So if you are a narcissist and you've been literally draining the people around you to kind of like to be on top, continuously be on top, you will be the one that's always right. You can't be wrong. Can you empathise with another person? If you can't, then you are definitely a narcissist. And some narcissists may not change, but they also will leave the planet. So they will also not be able to survive. So when I was given a message about, maybe about 6 years ago now, that a lot of people will be leaving this plane, I thought it was going to be, you know, what happened in 2020. Now I'm realising that it's not, it's just human evolution and ascension. And this is why it's so beautiful, in that we've all been given a choice to ascend or not to ascend. And the choice is still beautiful. You know, if you choose not to ascend on this planet, you will ascend with the love of Source. You know, you will have that life review, you will have that healing. If you need to go and do the lessons again, you will do the lessons again to learn it. It's absolutely fine, it's choice, it's beautiful. If you don't want to learn some more and you just want to be in suspended animation for a while with love of Source, then you'll get to do that as well. You are the creator. So whatever comes into being is contracted by you and written by you, with co-creation with Source energy. Nothing comes into being without you agreeing to it, even your narcissistic relationship. So if you are kind of thinking, why me, I'm collecting them, and if you've got several going on in your life right now, which, yeah, and you're thinking, oh, I'm collecting these narcissists, yeah, you probably have been to learn. You've been like a beautiful magnet to them, because your light is so bright that they want it. And they're like a moth to your flame, and they want it. But they want to put it out, and they want to destroy it. There's no getting around that. So what you've got, your light, your energy, your uniqueness, your soul, you, is so beautiful and so valued to be here right now. Protection is another form of love, and it's okay to protect yourself. It's okay to step out of others' vortexes. What they're creating is what they're creating. It's none of your business. What you're creating is your business. So these are the new relationships. So narcissism is being destroyed by the light worker. As a narcissist, you've got a choice. You're as guided as the rest of us to be empathic, have some awareness about your actions and activities. And even an empath can show it narcissistically at some times. So it's just hold some awareness of where you are. Are you all giving, or are you all taking, or is it balanced? Is your energetic bank balanced? Balanced. And it will come up in your finances. So if you're a little bit empty at the moment, your bank account, then you're empty in love. So where is it that you can show up for yourself and your passions, desires in your activities during your day? Because I can guarantee you that if you show up in love for yourself and in passion what you do, then you will be rewarded all day long for it. Because if you're respecting yourself, somebody's going to respect you and what you do. If you love what you are doing in yourself, somebody's going to love you and what you do. So everything is relational, everything is reflective. We are living in a world of mirrors. So allow other people to look at them and see where you're at. You know, am I in a relationship with a narcissist? Am I the empath? Am I a narcissist? Am I in a relationship where I'm completely taking from the other person and not allowing them in their creation? So this, again, as well, you know, an empath right now will have thwarted creations because the narcissist will want to put your light out every time. It will want to put your creations out every time because it's jealous of your creative ability, because they don't have the love or worth to be able to create from the same capacity. It's just not there. They just haven't got it, and that's okay. We can still love them for the people that they are and the roles that they've played on the planet. So again, add love to everything, and forgive yourself for playing in these theatre of this planet, because there's beautiful experiences and learnings from them. So I've got some more things coming up about future relationships as well, which is more hope and more positivity. You know, this one is literally kind of like warning. And I don't normally put anything like that across, but it literally is now. It literally is survive or don't. You get to choose, and it's okay, whatever it is that you're choosing, it's absolutely beautiful and okay. And you know, your journey, no matter what it is still always honoured and respected. But you've got the choice right now, and your light is so needed right now. Your uniqueness is so needed right now. Your creations are so needed right now. And you will destroy narcissist energy just by being you, by doing you. Take some time to rest and do the things that you enjoy doing, no matter what futile thing that is. It could be doing a jigsaw or colouring. It could be sitting in your pants watching Netflix right now. But do the review. What do I love in life? What brings me joy? What am I passionate about? And that's gonna lead into the next video as well, about the expert and the non-expert, but who holds the passion for the expert. It'll all come clear, don't worry, in the next video. But yeah, loving yourself is protecting yourself right now. Protect yourself and love yourself. Recognise that you were in one of these relationships with whomever it is, and get the heck out of it. That is kind of like the way. Get the heck out of it. Distance yourself as much as you can. Give zero figs about. So they will try and get a rise in your emotional sense out of you in any which way that they can. Even a narcissist in their passing will try and get the last word in some way, shape or form, and get that control over your emotions again. So it's just recognise, be the observer, no judgment, still love them for the role that they played, for me showing up and me mastering and me being a creator in my own emotional state, and holding awareness over my emotions. Where is it that I'm going 0 to 60? Because sure enough, a narcissist will get you to 0 to 60. They'll know they will know you and what buttons to push, because they will have been getting little trinkets of information out of you the whole time. But sure enough, they'll use it against you at a later date, and it'll come right back at you. So again, kind of like, can you see in society as well, where we are being spied on more than ever, because that narcissistic grip is actually literally losing its hold. But do you know what? See me doing my own thing. See me doing my own path. You are not going to distract me from it. You are not. You are not going to destroy my creations, because you know what? I'll just do it again and again and again. I'll just keep going. I'll just create elsewhere. So the more of us that do this, and more of us that turn up in the capacity, the more freedom of mind we have. You know, wherever a narcissist has got hold of your emotional state, that's where you're going to be oppressed and imprisoned. The freedom is a state of mind. It's not a state of being, it's a state of mind and a state of being. But it cannot be controlled by somebody externally, because you are giving away your power and your creative ability to somebody else. So this is like what I'm saying, where you are creating for somebody else. Your emotional state is then given to somebody else that they are feeding from, whether it be fear, sadness, guilt, shame, anger. They are feeding off all that stuff, and they will make you feel guilty, they will make you feel shamed. They'll try and get you kind of like tearful, they'll try and get you angry. It doesn't really matter how it is that you, but it will be in those kind of states. It will not be kind of like, they will not try and get you in joy, they will not get you in kind of like loving yourself. So again, you know, this is a sign of, has that person got my best interests at heart? Do they want the best for me? Do they make me happy when I am with them? Do they make me feel loved, safe and secure when I am with them? If the answer to all those questions is no, run. Literally, run. Stay on your own path. Get in your own lane. Be you. Honour your uniqueness. Honour your skills and talents if you kind of like don't know what they are. Journey. Go exploring for a while. Travel for a while. Try something different. Try something new. Get to know yourself again. Have a relationship with yourself rather than being responsible for somebody else. Be responsible for you. Have that relationship back with you. So this year and this month, the energies have been supporting this. The planetary alignment have been supporting this absolutely beautifully. So you are, every single one of you is so loved and supported. Please recognise that you are loved and supported in every now. Because right now you're probably feeling like you're not supported in what you want to do. But you are. The whole universe has got your back. And I'm just here just to remind you that you are loved. So you don't need to grapple for the little crumbs of love that some narcissistic energy is going to give you. That there's more coming your way, because it's all within you. Tap into that. What do you love? What brings you joy? Take the rest if you need it. Take what you need. Honour your basic needs. And a narcissist will try and take those basic needs away from you as well. So the Maslow's law, shelter, food, warmth, they will try and take that away from you. So is that a relationship that you want to be in with? They will always make you feel like you're in lack of something. Is that a relationship you want to be in with? It's time. It's time for the new. Behold, I make all things new. I make all things new, but it's for me to make the changes. It's for me to be responsible for me, and now action it. So yeah, I've got the thoughts now that I kind of like, I want out of that. So now it's time to take action. I'm getting out of that vortex. I'm getting out of that other person's vortex. I'm getting out of whatever it is that that person wants to create. I no longer am in it, because it's thwarting my creations, and I am not entering into it anymore. I am being my own light. I am being my own creator. I have self-mastery over my emotions. I have self-mastery over my physical beingness. I take whatever it is that my third dimensional body needs. That's how we ascend. And it's all part of the ascension in forming these new relationships. And the most important relationship you can have is with yourself, not another person or institution, or, you know, however somebody wants you to be. So when you think about it as well, your 9 to 5, it may be serving you. You may absolutely love it, your job. You may be loving it. Is it serving you? Are you getting rewarded in the same amount for the same amount of effort you put in? Some of you may be, and that's okay. You know, then you're not going to really want to rebel against anything. But please be mindful about, there are some people on the planet who are not getting equal rewards for the amount of effort they are putting in, and that is slavery. So those people are in slavery. Where is it that potentially you may be facilitating slavery? Because do you know what? That's going to come back at you in a karmic cycle. You know, whatever you put out, you're going to get back in. So where is it that you're supporting slavery? Are you giving equal as to what you are receiving? Are you in a position of power where you may be abusing your power? Or are you showing up in an empathic way as well, where, and a narcissistic way, you know, you may be quite beautifully balanced in both, where you're giving and receiving. You know, that's beautiful. That's where we're all heading. That's where we're all going. Whereas I take time for myself and I take care of my own daily needs, and then I show up. But where is it that my position of power is coming up? Abuse of power as well. So there's going to be a lot of people, when people come out of an abusive relationship, and it is a narcissistic relationship, is another form of abuse. And abuse is here in order for us to celebrate ourselves. That, heck, I survived that. You know, this was a really shitty relationship. This was a really shitty time. I was literally receiving very little love, and I survived that. I survived on receiving just snippets, crumbs. I survived that. I can celebrate that, and I can celebrate that now because I am fulfilled and I'm in abundance. But before you get to that point, there's going to be people that will have PTSD. You know, they won't be able to show up in any capacity for anybody right now, so they will have to show up in a narcissistic capacity to just literally sort themselves out, to have a little bit of peace in their mind, to have a little bit of peace in their body, that they will need some time out for rest and reflection to literally heal some aspects of the PTSD. I never like to think it can never be cured, because here I am, I've had Lyme disease and I'm fine. So, you know, people go, oh, PTSD can never be cured. You know, it's an ongoing thing. Don't like to buy into that, to be honest. So no, I don't want to buy into that. I think we are unlimited beings and anything is possible. So yeah, you can heal from it. And this is the way to do it. So it's to be mindful about the people that may have PTSD and are literally just on that treadmill, just surviving at the moment, just on very little. If you ask too much of them, you will break them. And maybe we are seeing this, I don't know. They may not be able to show up for you in the capacity that you want them to show up for you right now, because maybe they are giving little love or little reward for what they do. So do you know what? Can you show them more love and more reward for what they do? Equal out the odds. If you're in that position, how can you do that? So I'm going to leave this with you just to digest, think about. So this is for anyone in relationships, anyone who's a boss, a mother, a father, a child, brother, sister. So basically everyone. You know, this program may be touching more people than we realise, and what I was given is 2/3 of the population are learning this lesson right now. So it's a big one. And also it's kind of like, where is it that I feel like I need to be on top? Lizard brain, survival. I need to be the one on above. I need to be the one on top, because if I'm not on top, I'm dead. So I need to be there. Do you know what? That's going to bite you in the ass at some point as well, because wherever you feel like you need to be on top, somebody has also got the opportunity to be over you, and you're going to be like that all the time, fighting. It's exhausting. You can see it in traffic at the moment. You can see this clearing in, lots of people just driving. They're, I need to be in front of you. I need to be faster than you. I need to blow my horn because you're wrong and I'm right, because I'm behind my steering wheel and I'm right in this world. That is a narcissistic energy. So can you recognise where you are being narcissistic? Can you create something different? You're a creative being. You're unlimited. You know, you will attract every knobhead on the road if you've got that mentality that everyone is wrong and I am in the right. You'll attract everyone that's wrong. Whereas, can you kind of like mix it up a little bit, be the creator and go, do you know what? Everyone on the road today is considerate and patient. See what happens. You are the creator and the manifester of your reality. Just play with it. Just play with these creative abilities and energies that you have, and we all have them. Just play with it. But again, kind of like other things, can I flip them? Can I appreciate the people that I'm with? Can I appreciate the people that I'm working with? Am I receiving same value as I'm giving in all walks of whatever it is that you're doing in life? Because you could be one-upmanship, somebody's going to try and get it. You're always going to be on the bottom or always going to be on the top. How can I be equal? Can you see where there's more energy being used doing this? There's less energy being used doing this. So check out your leadership skills, your self-leadership skills. Again, this has been a beautiful time to have inner dialogues and communications with self. Equal, and it doesn't really matter about equal rights and everything, but it's about equal energy. Everything is energy. How? Behold, I make all things equal. Just put that in your vortex. Behold, I make all things equal. And then see what happens in your thoughts after just putting the affirmation in. And see how that turns up then in your reality. See how then that turns up in your relationships with maybe staff, family members, things like that. But having said that, if you've got a full-blown narcissist in your vicinity, get away. Get away and just focus on you right now. Because it is feeding off your energy. So wherever you're going to feed a narcissist, you're going to keep feeding it. Walk away, you destroy it. And it's kind of like people say, well, you know, this is my mother, this is a loved one, but I love them. The truth of it is a narcissist hasn't got the capacity to love you whole or complete. It hasn't got the capacity to do that. Only you have the capacity to do that. It will give you breadcrumbs. It will not fulfill you. So what's the point? It's not a relationship that's got any value or any point. So what's the point in investing in it? Walk away. Walk away. And it's like, oh, but I love my mom or my dad or my brother or blah, blah. Walk away. Do you? And that's, I mean, you don't have to be nasty to them or mean to them or have this great big argument and say, you know, it's nothing like that. It's just kind of like reshift your focus from them onto you. And it's kind of like, if they get, you know, you get them ringing, don't you, all the time, asking, you know, real assholes. And it's like, I can't do this right now because I'm busy doing something else. Really sorry, but I'm busy doing something else. End of. They'll get to the point where they get it, where they know they've lost control. Then they'll start to get into the nasty mode. And then once they've got to the nasty mode, it's kind of like, I'm sorry, but that is an abusive relationship. What do you do in an abusive relationship? You walk. You walk, because there's no love in that. So instead of putting the love back into that person, put the love back into yourself. Self-protection, that's where the love is. It's all just energy. So, you know, it's review your emotions when you're around this, because you'll feel guilty about doing it. You'll feel guilty about turning your back. Feel guilty about saying no. And again, boundaries. If you cannot say no, you have no boundaries. If you have no boundaries, your digestive system is going to be all over the place. So you will end up symptomatic. So if you're symptomatic, you know, if your body cannot stay upright, your physical body cannot stay upright, you're not staying upright. So this is why it is so important right now to action it. And it's so difficult and it's so tough. And this is why, you know, my heart goes out to every single one of you that has got to walk away from a difficult relationship right now. But go away and love yourselves. Do think you'll be all over the place right now, and that's okay. That's okay. Take some time. It's a good healer. Do the things that create peace around you. Be the creator of peace. Because then if you can create peace when you've got chaos around you, that's something to celebrate. Really something to celebrate. And in this world right now, if you are the peace creators, again, so much love and respect for you for doing this right now. So wherever you are right now, is to love her and honour it. And I love her and honour wherever you are. I know no matter how difficult this may be and how you are feeling right now, it's all for a purpose and a reason, and it's beautiful. And now I'll just leave my love with you. Enjoy your underpant day. Take care. Bye.